In recent times, during the COVID-19 pandemic, you may have seen an increased use of deaf interpreters, both certified deaf interpreters, CDIs, and deaf interpreters, DIs. There are also a few deaf interpreters who have maintained their old Reverse Skills Certificate, RSC, certification. State governor offices and city mayors have worked to improve access to the diverse community of deaf, deafblind, and hard of hearing citizens. This continues in their messaging on public service announcements, PSA, document translations, and website messaging. Colleges and universities have also included native interpreters in their Zoom class meetings. Deaf interpreters are unique as they are competent in 2 or more languages, cultures, and are field experts in cultural and communication facilitation. This position makes it ideal for them to work in situations where intrinsic linguistic and cultural differences are present. Such situations might include interpreting for deaf individuals with atypical communication skills, using tactile signing, including protactile ASL, with deafblind individuals. Platform interpreting, where information clarity is essential, especially in cases of informing the public, such as governor conferences, emergency situations, announcements, etc. Each individual is unique, and all CDIs and DIs bring with them a unique mixture of background experiences and knowledge. They all have their own niches and specializations. One might be savvy with medical terminology and will take up interpreting in the medical field. Another one may have the know-how to platform interpreting with the ability to address audiences of varying languages, needs, and fluency with a clear message. Platform interpreters often incorporate a stage presence that matches the presenter. Each CDI-DI has the skills and the training to provide good services to meet the need and demand. However, not every CDI-DI is a good fit for every aspect of interpreting where one might be needed and or available, including platform interpreting, especially in front of a camera. It is the responsibility of the deaf interpreter to turn down the job if it is not in their field of expertise, interest, or skill set. The wide range of qualifications and expertise for these platform interpreters naturally happen in the field with any setting, not because one or more qualification is better than the other. This is why we are seeing a wide range of qualifications and expertise between CDIs and DIs we see both in person and on camera. Why am I seeing a deaf interpreter? You may think, I'm deaf and I don't need a deaf interpreter. I can understand a hearing interpreter fine. So why a deaf interpreter? This is far from the case. While a hearing interpreter is certainly beneficial and usually skilled enough to do the job, having a deaf interpreter has its advantages as they present the message through fluency and fluidity in ASL. Deaf individuals are already native in the language, use ASL features including the face and physical space to indicate ASL grammar that is equivalent with the messages being conveyed. This combination of native sign choices, facial expression, and the use of space and role shifting aligns with the message and conveys a more effective message for the broader audience. It makes it easier for the deaf eyes to see their own language and cultural mannerisms reflected in the interpreting style. Well, what's the difference between a CDI and a DI? A CDI, or Certified Deaf Interpreter, is a nationally certified deaf interpreter who is deaf. In 1998, the Registry of Interpreters for the Deaf, RID, established guidelines for certified deaf interpreters and created a certification program specifically for deaf interpreters. According to the RAD website, holders of this certificate are deaf or hard of hearing and have demonstrated knowledge and understanding of interpreting deafness, the deaf community, and deaf culture. A DI, or a deaf interpreter, is an interpreter who is deaf but not certified. While they are not certified, they have the background and experience necessary to interpret. The DI has been trained in the role of ethics of an interpreter, but are not certified at the time. However, they have an extensive knowledge and understanding of the deaf experience and barriers faced by deaf individuals, more than so hearing ASL interpreters. A DI may eventually become certified and become a CDI in the future. The CDI field is not as new as we think. Some interpreters in the field are still working as previous certification, the Reverse Skills Certificate RSC, which is no longer offered. Why am I seeing a DI and not a CDI? CDIs play a vital part of the interpreting team when they are available. There are a limited number of deaf interpreters who are certified due to several reasons. During the summer of 2015, the RID board placed a moratorium on CDI testing, halting the CDI's journey for any DIs out there. This may be why you may see many DIs that have not yet become certified. These DIs that you see are in the process of obtaining a certification, but due to the fact that the RAD put performance testing on hold until new tests are available later this summer or fall, they are unable to obtain certification until the tests are ready to take. RAD, as the current certifying body for ASL interpreters, has established the Center of Assessment of Sign Language Interpretation, CASLI, to review examination process and assessment for prospective CDIs. The performance exam portion is currently suspended, awaiting changes and improvements. The DIs who want to become certified are stuck waiting for that to happen. So they work as DIs until they have become certified. Also, the CDI field is relatively new and standards and best practices are constantly changing. We simply do not have a big enough pool of CDIs to meet the demand in the community. In Minnesota, there are currently 11 certified deaf interpreters and 12 deaf interpreters who have passed the RAD CDI knowledge test and are in line for the CDI performance test. There are more than 15 deaf individuals who have not taken or passed the CDI knowledge test and do the practice as DI. What does a qualified CDI-DI look like? A well-prepared CDI-DI has expert mastery of languages, both ASL and English, to be able to convey the message sent to a wide audience of various language modalities and education backgrounds. They are capable of interpreting the message through a variety of methods: sign, gestures, reactions through facial expression, eye gaze, and the use of space, etc. This person needs to be able to manage the flow of information and remain connected with the audience at the same time. A good CDI-DI is able to team with other interpreters, including hearing interpreters. The partnership between CDI-DI team and hearing interpreter team faces a different kind of challenges of using an additional set of skills to ensure that the message is crafted to best deliver a fluid interpretation while also managing the pace, the content, and the delivery in a controlled manner that is a true cultural match. They also are well prepared for the assignment with strong working knowledge of the context and capable of interpreting the spoken message into ASL that is understood by a wide pool of viewers. They interpret the message being delivered without interjecting their opinion or adding information that is not part of the original message. They may, however, expand on information or jargon that might be unfamiliar to viewers to ensure the message is understood. Not every DI is qualified to become certified in the long run, and not every CDI, DI is a good fit for every interpreting situation. A good CDI, DI will know their limits and stick with their areas of specialization, whether it is medical, legal, platform, or video, for instance. The deaf community benefits from having a CDI doing press conferences live broadcasts. It boosts visibility for the deaf community. It goes a long way with exposing the world that the deaf community is a beautiful part of this diverse world and that they are ordinary community members and professionals capable of many things. We hope to see more CDIs in the future and are currently working with a mix of CDIs and highly qualified DIs. So you might see a DI instead of a CDI, but we believe that the DIs we work with are qualified and some are ready to take their certification tests but are unable to due to the present situation with the certifying bodies. For more information regarding CDIs, DIs, and certification process, please visit the following website.